All right, right now we're here on this position. We're gonna be controlling the biceps, right? I have my hand right on top of his armpit and biceps. He's gonna try to underhook my leg, and I'm avoiding him to underhook my leg. I'm trapping his leg between my hamstring and my calf, right? So he cannot take this leg out. So we're gonna do exactly the same thing we did before. I stand up my knee right between his legs and I start framing it this way. Yeah, I start turning my opponent, pushing with my shin against his groin to force him to be with the back on the floor. Okay. But a lot of times when I'm doing that, my opponent will underhook my leg. Sometimes I do that on purpose. Sometimes I'll come here and I offer this leg to my opponent and I know he's gonna underhook. Okay? So when he got the underhook, that's the moment that I'll pass his guard. Okay? So in order to do this technique, you need to be a little bit more athletic. Okay? So I'll show you slow first, and then I'll show in the high speed like how you can do it during the fight. So the first one is here. So I'll stand up my leg, I put my knee, first I put my knee between his legs. I'll turn this way, I offer him the leg. So Jonathan's going to underhook my leg like this, okay? So now the key of this technique is dropping my knee on the floor here, on this side, okay? Here. You see that my shin is on top of his thigh. And now I'm gonna pass my leg over his head. Okay, so my leg will go over his leg. So I'm doing really slow here just to show you the details and how to apply the technique, okay? So when I have my knee on the floor already, it's gonna be a little bit harder for me to step my leg over, okay? I still can do it, but the way that I do during the fight, it's right before I touch my knee on the floor, okay? Right now I'm gonna show you like this. Step one, my knee goes towards the mat. Step two, I'll step my leg over here. And notice that my butt is on top of his thigh here. Okay, I'm not stepping and his leg is out. Okay, as I'm stepping, I have my butt on top of his thigh and I slide with my hips on his thigh. So once I do that, I'll aim and looking forward to get this underhook. Okay, so as soon as I get the underhook, I'll be on this position. Okay, so once I get here, I'll link my hands. Okay, now I'm gonna move with my hips backwards, putting my hip flexor against his hip flexor. As I showed you before, applying kind of like a leg drag, right? So I have my thigh under his butt right here, under his leg. Okay, so I'm really close to him. So if you escape the hips, I keep following, and once I feel that I block his hips, he's gonna keep escaping the hips. Now my hip flexor go against his armpit. Go to escape your hips right here. So once I get here, now I put the shoulder pressure, connect my chin on his really close to his jaw, and I have my tiptoes on the mat and my knees spread out and spread apart like this. And now I establish the side control. First, grab the biceps, okay, and I can grab here. I can go with 4 fingers inside like this, and thumb up. Okay, Jonathan's will try to come inside. I block him. I'm trapping his leg, right? If I don't trap his leg, he's gonna close the guard, so I don't want that to happen. Okay, so right before I take the pressure off the leg, I'll lift my knee here. So now it's harder for you to close the guard. If I don't have the pressure of my leg trapping his leg, if you try to close the guard, I'll be with this leg here, okay? But my goal is to bring my leg to the other side, putting his shoulder on the mat, offer him this leg, okay? Like this. So he's gonna underhook, knee on the floor, step one. Step two, I'll go for the underhook, slide on his leg, and then I grab my hands here together, link my hands, and now with my my leg that's under, I'll sweep his hips, okay? Right here. Sweep the hips, hip flexor on hip flexor, then my hip flexor on his armpit, okay, under his armpit, right here, so establish the side control. So I'm avoiding him. Step one, step two, I give him the leg. Knee on the floor, step the leg over, get the underhook, slide. Link my hands, sweep my hips against his hips, get the leg break, he's gonna escape the hips. Now, I get this arm right here, okay? Keep his elbow outside, don't let him frame, okay? Right here. So now, his arm is on my lap, my hip flexor is touching his armpit, I'm pulling him towards me, and I have my chin really close to his jaw right here, to his chin as well, okay? And establish the side control. So that's how we do the technique slow, okay? Just so you can learn, if it's the first time ever that you're doing this technique, that's the best way for you to memorize the technique and start like understanding the concept of the technique, okay? So I'm here, step one, step two. I stand up, move this way, he's gonna underhook. Knee on the floor, step over, get the underhook, okay? Control. Now, sweep, both legs. Then I get right here, tiptoes on the mat. Establish side control. Now let's do faster, okay? Sometimes right at the moment you step over his leg, you're not gonna be able to get the underhook. For example, so if I got here, like this, and then as soon as I step over, he's faster than me. I couldn't get his underhook here, okay? So if that happens, we have something else, okay? So your goal right now is to just step the leg over the head as fast as you can. I'll explain to you later like what to do in case like you don't get the underhook. Okay? So I'm here, step one, step two, bring it to the side, he's gonna get the underhook. Now look, the way that I do during the fight, if I wanna do really fast, I don't put this on the floor. I just aim my knee to go to the floor, and I'll step my leg over his head, and I use this part of my hips to touch his leg, chopping his leg to the side. So it's gonna look like this. You see? Here. So I'm here. So and then I step over really quick, hitting, using this part of my leg, okay, the outside of my thigh here and butt, touching his thigh. Like this. It's like when I step over a banana peel. You know the banana peel, you step and then you slide, you gotta slide, okay? So you cannot step like this. You gotta be able to slide like that, okay? So that way you're gonna hit with your hip right outside of his leg. And again, so step one, look, thumb, 4 fingers under, and here, 4 fingers out. So I'm here, he's gonna try to get under. I'm blocking, stand up my leg, move to the side, he's gonna underhook. Right now, look, the banana peel slide. So I go like this. You see? Here. You see that Jontas is underhooking my arm. And most of the time, this will happen when I go really fast. Okay, this will happen, right? And from here, you can still like chopping the hand behind his back like I showed before in other techniques. And then you can grab on his neck here or on his biceps, or you can even like start holding the hands together. I don't like to hold the hands together here, okay? I like to go and grab his biceps and then I start moving back this way and having Jonathan on top of my arm, and I don't let him take his elbow off his body, okay? Here, because if you take his elbow off his body, he's gonna start taking my back, okay? So my goal is to use my hip flexor against his hip flexor, forcing to face the other side. Here, in case he tries to go to my back right now, it's gonna be a little bit harder for him. Now I underhook this arm because he have the underhook on my arm. So when I underhook his arm, it's harder for him to take my back. If I try to hug his head right here, he's gonna take my back. Okay, so I underhook his arm, okay? And I'll wait, and then I can go for the underhook here, but to be honest, I don't like to take this hand out, off his back. Okay, I keep my hand right here the whole time, right? So when he's trying to move, I always like move. I bring Jonathan against my arm that's under his back. Okay, when he stops moving here, that's when I start changing my grip. Okay, or I can start going to mount position, like sliding to mount, which is what I suggest you to do. Making a variation to mount position if that happens. Okay? Again, step 1, step 2, he's gonna underhook. Now I'm here. Okay. Sometimes during the fight, I'm here. I do this on purpose. I don't start from the frame. I start from here. I go like this. I give my leg to my opponent. But notice that I grab on top of this leg, because if I don't, he's gonna step this leg over here and start inverted, right? So I go here like this, and now I push his leg and I change my shin to the other side. So notice that my foot, my right foot was on this side. I put on this side right here, okay? And then I step over like that. Chop the hand right under his back, right here. In this case, he did underhook my arm, okay? With this hand, I will go as a C grip on his biceps, and now I sweep my hips against his thigh, putting Jonathan over my arm. He's gonna try to escape the hips. I start underhooking his arm here. See, right here. Try to underhook my arm, just I keep right here, okay? Once I establish the technique, the position, now I move a little bit forward. See my hips, I change my hips, and I go with my kneecap over, sliding all the way to the other side, and then I can go into a beautiful mount position, okay? I like to make the transition to mount if you get the underhook on my arm, okay, as I mentioned before. So again, so I'm here, block, lift, is gonna start underhooking my leg. Notice that when I start using my shin on top of his groin here on this side, I'm gonna start taking his frame away. Okay, so right now his frame is bothering me here. Okay, so when I start doing this, now he cannot do the frame because my shin is right on top of his groin here. Okay, so now my intention is to hit with my leg on his knee, like this. Okay, and I get in this position. So for now, I suggest you to just practice the leg movement, okay, over and over. And then afterwards, we practice with the pass, like the leg movement, passing, and then getting the side control, okay? Either with the underhook or without the underhook. So it's gonna look like this. So you're gonna start practice like this right now. So I got here, step 1. Step 2 is gonna underhook. Then I get like this. Okay, then I go back. Do your best side right now, okay? So you start here, avoiding, so you go step 1. Step 2 is gonna underhook. You got over like that, okay? Notice that I don't do this with my legs, so as soon as I get here, I don't go like this. I don't step like this, okay? Because now it's too much space for him. He can't sit up. My weight is not on him. Okay, sit up, just go to my back, right here, okay? So I need to always slide and have the weight of my hips on my opponent, especially on top of his leg, okay? So you're gonna practice like this. You can practice from the frame at first. Here, step 1, control, right? Step 2, step 3, and now he's gonna underhook, and I get this, okay? Notice that when I pass the leg, I hit with my hips on his leg. This is really, really important. Oh, and then afterwards, you can practice this step over like this. So I got here, step 1, he's gonna underhook. Now I change the side of my foot. Okay, here. And I step over at the same time. So I go actually 1 and then 2, almost at the same time. So I got here, I go 1, and now 2. This is one of my favorite ways to pass the guard. I really like this. So practice again. So I'm here with Jonatas. 1, 2, underhook. Step over, okay? Just practice this leg movement over and over and over and over. So after you get this, after you start doing the same speed that I'm doing right now or even faster, you can start adding the pass, okay? So you're gonna be here in this position. Step 1, step 2, he's gonna underhook. I step over. Now look, his arm is underhooking my arm. My goal is to be really heavy with my armpit on top of his elbow, okay? Because Jonatas will try to go to my back. Exactly, he's gonna try to bring me this way, okay? So I'm gonna C-grip his biceps and right away I start sweeping my hips under his legs. Okay, and then I fold him on top of my arm, then I underhook his arm. And make sure my armpit is really, really heavy on top of his elbow. He's gonna keep escaping the hips. When he stops, then knee on belly, my head goes right next to his head, and then I got a nice mount position. See how I slide to mount? I don't step over, okay? I slide to mount so I keep my pressure. The other option is in the case like you open more the arm, and then you get the underhook, which is great. Then you can link the hands together. So I got here, I go like this. As soon as the underhook, now, as soon as I step, my arm goes here, see? This way, like this. See, I got the underhook right now. Once I got the underhook, I grab my hands together like this. This hand face up, and the hand under the neck, thumb face towards me. Okay, and then I start sweeping my leg again against his hips, hip flexor on top of his flexor. Once he starts keeping the hips, I go with my hip flexor, right hip flexor, under his armpits, okay? So practice a few times like that, super fast, and then you combine with the pass, okay? So you can start from here or from the frame. So the knee shoot is what we're looking for, right? But we can do from here as well. So step 1, give the leg, grab. Step 2, the underhook. I don't grab his neck right now, go on his biceps. Because if I grab the neck, he can take my back, okay? Sweep the leg, pass, underhook his arm. Okay, now slide the knee to mount. As soon as I touch my knee on the floor, that's when I step my leg over and I get a really nice mount. Establish the position, okay? From here, step 1, the underhook. Step 2, step my leg to the other side. Look my hand here, okay? I'm looking for that underhook always. If I get the underhook, great, okay? All right, let's practice this. And repeat as much as you can, okay? Start really slow. Like I say in the beginning, you put it in the floor and then step the leg over so you understand how the position works. And afterwards, it's pretty much like a jump. You're gonna hop over his leg using the leg, chopping the leg and stepping, as you're stepping on a banana peel, like sliding your leg, being with your armpit really heavy on top of him, okay? All right, we're on the same situation again, right? So he's doing the knee shoot here, very strong frame. So I grab his biceps to prevent my opponent from getting underneath of me. Go for the deep half. Usually they try to grab your legs like this, okay? Or they just try to go deep half. They're gonna try to underhook this and go like this, heads up. So I keep my 4 fingers under his armpit, thumb under his armpit on the other side here, and it's the arm that's on the floor. He's gonna try to go under, like I keep heavy. I lift my leg, kind of like a knee cut. Use my shin to go to the other side here. Okay, again, I'll go slow first, right? I step my knee on the floor, and I step my leg all the way over his head. I don't stop with my foot here. I need to slide my foot, and I get the underhook, okay? So if I get the underhook, I will succeed on the pass. It's gonna be harder for him to do any counter attack, okay? But like I say before, most of the time your opponent will get that underhook. So when I get here, go step 1, step 2. As I'm stepping over him, he's gonna get that underhook right there. So once I get here, okay, I will go for a chin strap, okay? I'll go with my hand around his head, okay? And I'll link my hands together going for a nice guillotine. But we're gonna use the chin strap as we're going to guillotine to set up the anaconda choke, okay? So this will happen when my opponent is way stronger than me. So let's say Jonathan's start lift me like this, exactly. So I know that will happen. I go with my hand around his neck right here and I'm looking for the chin, but I gotta face towards Jonathan. Now I'm facing towards you. Okay, I'm gonna start facing towards Jonathan. Go. He's gonna start, I'm gonna face towards him like this. You see that I change my shoulder. So my right shoulder that's on top goes on bottom. So I got 1, 2, I got right here. Okay, once I get here, I stay sideways, and then I will go for the anaconda choke. If Jonathan keep trying to hug my waist or hug my back or my leg, so it's easy for me to just lock the anaconda choke. So I turn my thumb down, grab right on my triceps. Don't grab in your biceps, grab your triceps, because then you can roll your arm more, okay? So you have a better grip. So you go 1, 2, then you put the hand that's on top of him, right behind and on top of his lat, okay? Now I squeeze my elbows together, okay? And then I shrug, and I use my belly against his head, okay? So I'm doing like this, step 1, step 2. Now I squeeze, and then I walk towards him, force him to tap, okay? Again, I'm doing really slow first, so you can get the position. So I go step 1, I'm here, frame, I go 1, 2, he's gonna underhook, I'll step over, now look, grab his neck. As soon as I feel he got the underhook, I'll grab the neck like this. If you try to still with the arm here, I just lock, grab my biceps, just like a rear naked choke. 1, 2, lock my elbows, move my belly towards his head, and shrug. Okay? Some people say that you need to trap the leg here, but it's not all the time that your partner or your opponent will give you that. So you just keep moving towards him, and do not let him put the back on the floor again. Try to put your back on the floor, Jones. Make sure you don't let that happen. Okay? So keep squeezing your armpit on top of his triceps here. So your goal is to put his biceps against his face. That's your goal. So I keep a squeeze. That's why I need to squeeze my elbows. If I keep my elbow open, you want to start put your arm down close to your leg, Jones. Yeah, like this. Go back. As soon as I go like that. Yeah, you see, now I start losing the pressure. Okay? So I must lock my elbow here. But also what I can do when Jonathan is trying to put the hand down, put the elbow down like this, I use my top leg to trap his arm. Okay, actually I use both legs. I put his arm between my legs. Okay, like this. Now it's harder for you to do that. And I can squeeze easily his biceps against his face, and now I got a really good choke. Okay? So you can do from here as well, like as soon as you enter on his guard. Jonathan is playing guard. I go step 1, I give the leg, so he's gonna underhook. As he underhook, I step my leg to the other side, step over, then I grab, then I change for anaconda. Okay, so change strap, and I get here. Right, once I get here, I'll squeeze and shrug, forcing to tap. Okay, so it's very important to do this. Step 1, and then step 2. Okay? If you go straight to the biceps, sometimes your hand is gonna be like this. You're not gonna have too much pressure. So you can turn your thumb down, reach as far as you can. So when you go back, you're gonna roll. When you roll your arm, it's easier for you to go deeper, okay, and squeeze more when you get here. So once you squeeze, it's gonna tap faster. When you grab straight here, sometimes you're gonna squeeze, there's more space, you see? So when you grab behind our triceps, there's less space. So as less space as you can do, better for you, okay? Again, as an entry here, okay? 1, give the leg. 2, 3, control. And now for my triceps, turn, squeeze, and I get the choke, okay? So very important to squeeze, shrug. You gotta shrug and then start moving towards him until he taps, okay? Position here. Prevent him from getting underhooked underneath of me. Stand up my leg, offering the leg. Step 1. You see, I gotta do this step here before I step over. Okay. Really quick, like you gotta train yourself to go quick here. Once you get here, you cannot go slow. You gotta go really quick. And now squeeze and choke it. One thing that your opponent can do as you get here, okay, once you go for the chin strap and you get right here, he's gonna try to bring the elbow down, okay, here. Because now it's super hard for me to lock the anaconda. So when you do that, I'm looking for his triceps and biceps, like this. Once I do that, I dig my hand as much as you can, okay, this forearm here. Once I do that, thumb up, put my palm up, thumb down, grab my triceps, turn, and then I go for the choke. Once I get the position, I don't need to keep squeezing anymore. But just keep the leg here on top of his arm, and then you choke him, okay? So just shrug right there. He's gonna tap really quick. And maintain the position. I'm blocking, just try to get under. Stand up my leg, offering the leg and already like moving this way. Step, control, trap him, like take my hand inside, and I get here. Try to turtle jumps. Even if you turtle, you don't move. You just keep like this. When you turtle, don't try to go here. Just keep yourself like this. He's either gonna turtle or he's gonna try to put it back on the floor, like that. So with the leg on top of his triceps, you prevent him from go back with the back on the floor. If you don't have this leg on top of his arm, here, sometimes he's gonna go back like this way fast, especially when you put the elbow down, so then it's gonna break your grip, okay? So I suggest you to always work with the inner thigh on top of his arm, so that way he can't move and he can't escape, okay? One more time, with the knees on the floor, okay? So we are here, he's framing, push. He's gonna try to underhook like this. This grip here will prevent him from getting the underhook on me. And the hand on the biceps here is gonna prevent him from getting underneath of me. So 1. Now look, I step and offer my leg. I did on purpose. One thing that's a very common mistake, don't put your knee behind his leg here. It's not gonna work well, okay? Even if I go faster, sometimes with this leg here, he's gonna trap like figure 4 leg. Keep this leg forward. Yes, and then sometimes this will happen, okay? And that's not good for you, right? He's gonna start like trapping my shoulder, like that, and then he's gonna start attacking my back, okay? So make sure your kneecap always goes this way. So your knee goes this way here. Never behind his leg, okay? That's a very common mistake when I teach this technique. Like that here, common mistake that people do as first time they do, okay? Stand up, go on underhook. Let's go underhook, look. 1, 2, 3, 4, now lock, and then get the position, okay? Get the choke. Finish it. Then you start repeating this over and over until you start getting fast. 2 ways for you to drill, okay? First, we're gonna drill here. 1, 2, 3, and now it's fast. So you can keep drilling like this over and over until you master the technique. Also, you can drill from here, okay? Step 1, step 2. Then you step your leg here. You can use this hand to push his knee here. At the same time. It's a very surprising pass. Okay, I love to do it. All right. Repeat that over and over. Don't forget all the details. Okay. And you're gonna have a lot of success in this technique. I have a lot of success in this technique. It's really good. All right, now we have the option to take the back two after we step over the head. So we're here, you got the underhook, I put my knee on the floor, right? And step my leg over, okay? So I'm doing really slow again, right? So once I get here, he got the underhook. A lot of people ask me if it's I have a good opportunity to spin to his back. I can take his back, okay, but I'll show you the way that I like to do. And the way that majority of people do right here, majority of people, they do this. They go like this way. They try to go all the way around to get on the back like this, okay? But if you do that against someone really good, especially with Jontas with both arms under my leg and back, when I start going to his back, he's gonna follow me. And then he ends up here on turtle position. Once he get here, he can knee tap me, he can body lock me, he can start attacking, right? So, when I got on this position, right here, okay, the way that I like to go to his back, I like to force my opponent to have his shoulder facing the floor, okay? So my chest, you see my chest right now is right here, like on top of his chest, right on top of his chest and shoulder. I go with my chest here, okay? So I'll show you how to do it, okay? But I go with my chest right behind his shoulder. Okay, once I do that, look, this is my seat belt grip. My hand goes in the front of the neck, the hand that's near his head, front of the neck. The hand that's on his back goes underneath, okay, of his arm, under his arm. Now I'll link my hands together here like this. I grab my hands together and I keep forcing my opponent facing the chest down. He's gonna try to go back towards me. He can't, so I'm squeezing with my chest on top of him really bad, really hard. And now look, I put my right knee on the floor like this. My right knee goes on the floor and then my left leg will hop over here, okay? If I can trap this arm in the meantime with my right leg, it's gonna be perfect. Because now I'm scrambling, going towards his back, right here. And using my knee under his back, so I turn him towards the other side. And his arm's already trapped. If his arm's already trapped, now I can figure four, right? And then I can easily go for a nice choke. Again, a different angle. So I'm here. I just pass his guard the way we did, and I get right here, okay? So my goal is to put my chest in the front of his back right here, okay? So my chest goes right here, right on his back. So I go with my hand that is gonna choke him in the front of his neck, and this hand goes under here, and I link my hands together, putting my right knee on the floor, okay? And then my left leg, I'll hop over, and then I trap his arm, getting my first hook, spinning him all the way around, okay, on top of my inner thigh, so now he's here. If his arm is trapped already, perfect. So I get the figure four right here. I can use my hands if I need, okay, or if you're flexible enough, you go just like that. So once I get here, I got a really nice choke, okay? So I'm doing really slow here, okay, so you can understand the technique. So again, so let me start here. So step one, step two, step three, offering the leg, step over, right? Once I get here, I know Jontas will turtle. He start turtle over here. I go with my chest in the front of his back, okay, right on top of his back, sorry, right here. And my head goes on the floor. I put my right knee on the floor here, getting the seat belt, okay? So now I need to hop over his arm. So sometimes his arm, turn on. Sometimes his arm here is gonna be on the way, okay? So you gotta make sure you clean this leg here, and then you hop over, okay? So that's how I do it here. So when I got here, I got the seat belt, okay? I put my knee on the floor. I make sure I squeeze my chest against his back, and I'll try to follow me with their arm because he's gonna follow me here. So I stretch and stiffen my leg like this. So now he can't reach, you see? So if I keep here, he's still able like to grab my leg. So I do this, okay? Now I hop over, and then I get the arm with the hook, and I go with my knee on the floor right behind his back. Once I get here, I gotta turn him all the way to the other side, here. Once I turn him, I got the figure 4, okay? And then I go to the rear naked choke, okay? So now I want you to understand the details of the technique here. Once I get here, Jonathan is trying to turtle, turn, just like here. I go to the position, okay, put my head on the floor, my right knee on the floor. So Jonathan's trying to grab my top leg, so I stretch my leg. Once I do that, I hop over. Look at this knee here behind his lower back. I put on the floor while I'm trapping his arm, and now I gotta dig my knee underneath of my opponent. So it's gonna be on top of my inner thigh as I'm rolling, okay? Right here. He's on top of my inner thigh. The great thing of this this leg trapping his arm is that you prevent him from defending the neck, right? It's easy access to the back, to the neck, so control. Here, I can block, break his grip, and get a beautiful rear naked choke. Also, when I get here, let's say he's really strong, it's hard for me to break this grip. Okay, exactly, so I'm lighter than him. I can always open my leg, and I can start pushing my opponent down, and step over his shoulder. Once I step over his shoulder, now I can lock the reverse triangle here, and then finish him from here as well, okay? So that's a great thing from having the arm trapped, okay? It's very, very important when you take the back. If you can trap the arm between your legs, it's gonna be amazing, okay? Now, a little bit faster. So I got here, step 1, step 2, step over, look, seat belt, stretch the leg, and then hop over. Now I get a nice choke from here, okay? This position. I can start as a reverse La Riva as well, okay? So we start here, 1, 2, 3. Look, this is important. It's very important to turn on. When you hear, it's very important to hop with your chest on his back, like this. Okay? If you try to get a seatbelt from here, it's gonna be hard. While Jonathan is turtle, like trying to escape her hips and turtle, like this, I hop with my chest on his back so I can push his chest towards the mat with my chest on top of his back. So I go here. So now you're gonna find this space here. Okay? Grab under his arm, seat belt, put my forehead on the floor. He's grabbing my leg. Stretch. Okay, stretch the leg. And then hop over. Okay. Once I get here, I got both hooks in. I like to go for a body lock here. Okay, if you can get the body lock, it's gonna be super hard for you to escape from this. Now, control his arm here, and then go for the choke. So if you want to go for a reverse triangle straight away, so just make sure when you trap in the arm, you roll with your leg more on top of his shoulder. It's gonna look like this. So I got here, block, step 1, step 2. I got right here, step over, go to the tricep turtle. I hop, and then I get here, right here, change my knee. Okay, put my right knee on the floor, stretch my leg. I got right here, look. Now I go with my leg really close to his shoulder, and then I roll. When I roll, I'm already getting the figure 4. Okay, that can happen in the fight as well. But it requires more flexibility. But you can do that. And once you go for a reverse triangle, it's super hard for opponent to escape. To be honest, after somebody lock a reverse triangle, when I'm doing this or when I'm watching a fight, there's a very low percentage of the person to escape, really hard to escape. So if I want to go faster, you can drill from here, as always. Step one, offering the leg. On purpose, okay? I'm doing this on purpose. I don't like to wait my opponent grabbing my leg. It's gonna be different than me giving the leg, okay? I have I'm more comfortable here because I initiate the move. But when my opponent is the one that initiates the move, now look, it's harder for me to do, okay? Even though I can still push in his leg and then go over like this. Even if Jonathan's grab the hands together, like when he's here, I still able to get this, okay? And when you grab the hands together, look, he gives even more the back to you. Okay, so now you got here. But when you grab the hands together, look, his arm is between your legs. You're gonna end up in a crucifix, so we can do that on the next technique. But it's still, I can, look, change my knee. Now look, I pass my leg here, and then I go around, choking my opponent, okay, with the arm trapped. So it's even better when you link the hands, okay? So I can be here, I initiate the move like I said before, okay? And now I go. So you start practicing like this, faster and faster, okay? This way, Jones. From here, bounces down. I can offer the leg. You can push it down here and then get the figure four right here. Okay, so you can go wrist lock, shoulder lock, arm bar, or just choking your opponent from here. Okay. We can start here, like this. Step 1, 2, offering the leg, hop over, get the seat belt, stretch, hop over, trap his arm, turn, and now I'm here. Okay, once I'm here, figure four my leg, break the grip, and then get a beautiful rear naked choke. The way I break his grip here, I like to go with my thumb under his thumb and put his thumb on the same side of 4 fingers, okay? Every time he's grabbing as a C grip, he's really strong. Okay, so I go here. Once I do that, it's easier for me to break the grip, so face the camera, Jones. All right, so when I'm here, I go step 1. See, it's really hard for me to grab. Even if you grab really strong, I put my thumb under his thumb here, break the grip. The grip here, so I go like this. Okay, you see my thumb under his thumb? Now I break his grip, get the choke again. Okay. If John does get the hands together, okay, so even from here, I go step 1, step 2, now his hands are together. I go with my knee this way. So I like to use his hand here. So just in case my knee is not behind his leg. Okay, then I go here. Okay, once I get here, I start hopping with my chest behind his back, having my forearm in the front of his neck, get the seat belt. Now it's all about breaking this grip. Turning to break the grip. Okay, I like to make sure his arm is over my leg before I hop over so I can trap his arm here. Okay, and then I figure 4. So block, step 1. You're gonna link the hands together, hop over, neutral, break the grip. Get right here, and then figure 4. Okay, again, the detail of breaking the grip. Okay, always scoop your thumb under his thumb. Okay, and then you roll your hand down as well at the same time, like this. Okay, If I keep my hand facing like this, it's gonna be hard for me to do it, okay? So face your hand down, grab, and at the same time, you putting the finger on this side, you rolling your thumb down like this, okay? So you break the grip. Now, I like to go with my hand like this. The back of my hand goes all the way. Once I reach the neck, I roll my hand and I grab his shoulder. Then I go for the butterfly, right? Piece. And then I grab my biceps here, putting my chin over my wrist and then choke him up, okay? So on the choke here, on the neck, the rear naked choke, you gotta control and then you shrug as well, and then you pull this way. Always the hand is on the neck, the forearm that's on the neck is the one that you pull, okay? And turn, right? Then you start drilling really fast, okay? So you can go from here, okay? You go step 1, step 2. And you go again, and then just start playing around. Over and over, over and over. Notice that I can do this too. Look, I get here. Once I'm here, I can snap him towards me here, so I can hop over, seat belt, and then get on his back and choke him. Okay, just practice over and over. Don't forget all the details of the technique, and you're gonna succeed. All right, the next technique right now is this very similar with the back take, but it's a little bit different, okay? Sometimes I fight with people that likes to scramble, like they scramble really, really well, okay? Once I get here, I'm on this position, ready to get the seat belt. But let's say, you see like Jonathan's having his arm, the bottom arm like this. So it's hard for me to find the seat belt here, okay? When his arm is more like under his body, like his elbow, see his elbow is here. So it's easier for me to go with my hand inside. But when his arm is like straight like this, his lat is on the floor, it's hard for me to get the seat belt, okay? When that happens, what I like to do, I like to go with this part of my hand, okay, my wrist, the top part of my wrist, right on his cheek. Okay, and then I start facing, like forcing to face that way. So it's pretty much going here, okay? So this part here, going right on his jaw. I don't need my entire forearm, okay? I just need this, just my hand. Once I do that, I'll link my hands together, okay, like this. And I keep torquing his face. So when I do that, when I torque his neck, actually, when I torque his neck, he is obligated to go belly down. He's gonna go belly down. So once I get here, he's gonna go belly down. And that's when I mount on him, like this, and then I bring my wrist under his neck and I grab the neck like this, okay? But if I try to choke him from here, Jonathan will start putting the back on the floor again, put the back on the floor, and then I end up losing the choke. Maybe I'll get on mount, or he's gonna recover the guard, okay? So I don't wanna lose my submission. So once I get here, I prefer, before I choke him, I prefer to go with my elbow behind his back and I roll him like this. I follow his back. Okay, once I roll, then I got the figure 4 and now I choke him from here with this grip. There's a camera right here. Okay, I can keep this grip here. It's really, really strong. Now I just squeeze and then I shrug, force him to tap, okay? If Jonathan is resisting this too much, right, I can go and change to the rear naked choke anytime. So I go like this, okay? But usually this grip is good, especially when you're trying to get the rear naked choke and your opponent is controlling your hand here. Control my hand with both hands like this, okay? So you can turn your thumb in like this and then grab your hand like that. Because every time he's here and you grab the biceps, it's not gonna work, so you go like this. Okay, grab strong jaws. I go 1, then grab here. then I choke him from here, okay? So if the choke doesn't work, again, you can go to a beautiful rear naked choke afterwards, because you already hide your hands from his arm, from his hands. Try to reach my hand, Jones. Grab my hand, you can grab. He can grab here, can keep like that. But I like to go here as well. And then choke him, okay? Again. So after I get in the position, okay, we're gonna twist his body, right? So after I get right here, I'm gonna looking for his neck like this, okay? But always at first, I need to put my chest over his back. Then I go here. So I keep, like, I do in a way that I force his neck to face away from me, okay? So I cannot grab like this, okay? It's not gonna work. So I need to go on the top side of his face and then squeeze and make him face the other way. And now I grab. So once I grab, I keep forcing to turn the belly down, and now I can choke him from here. Look, you see my elbows on the floor? I was with my forearm on top of his face, okay, right on his jaw. So I go under the jaw, right on his neck, and then I put my hand here, my elbow here actually. And then I choke him from here. If John just started putting the half guard, try to turn John. He's gonna start turning, putting the half guard. I follow him here, and I get the figure 4. So now I choke him from here, and also I can change to a nice rear naked choke. All right. So let me do the technique fast right now. That's how it will look like in the fight. We do it from the knee shield, the frames. So I'm gonna control the armpits. 1, 2, offer him the leg, step over. So he's gonna start turning, turn legs out. I go on his face, mount, and then I get the choke, okay? This position doesn't require speed, okay? You gotta go slow. This needs to be slow. You torque his neck, he's gonna be, you know, and then you go really slow to mount on his back, and then really slow to the choke. Then you go fast to the back. But until you get on the back, until you get on mount position, you slow down, okay? So I go step 1, step 2, push, get right here. So I got it right here, look. Okay, slow, slow, mount, get the choke. If you don't have to keep turning your face towards the wall, like this, I just bring it to my lap and then get the choke, right? But I believe he will not do it, okay? He will always try to face you after you get the neck, okay? Because it's gonna be way better for him after I'm here, turn that down. After I'm choking, Jonathan's here. He's gonna try to turn this way. Because if you turn towards the side of my hand, he's gonna get choked, okay? Right, so he's gonna try to put his back on the floor like this way. So you keep turning, he's gonna try to do this. I cannot lose the control or the pressure of my chest on his shoulder blade right here. So once I get here, try to turn Jones. I keep the pressure of my chest on his shoulder blade the whole time, okay? So that way I don't lose the choke, okay? So it's very important to add that pressure while you're choking your opponent, okay? Time. So I'm here, I'm blocking. 1, 2, offering the leg. Get here, so now go for the choke, mount. Okay, and then I choke him from here. He's gonna try to turn. Put my head on the floor and turn him back and get a beautiful rear naked choke. Okay? Just practice over and over and make sure you get all the details. Okay, one last thing, lay down Jones. When I get here, okay, on this position, if you Jotas offer me the neck here, okay, I can get his neck, but look, he's not gonna face the back towards me, okay? So I like to go here. Even though he's offering me the neck, I don't go for the neck. Because if I do it, now I'll go back, yes, he's gonna escape, and he end up taking my back. So even though Jotas is offering me the neck, I go in his face, like this. And then I go to the neck after I'm out his back. And I choke him out. Okay, because a lot of times the opponent opens the neck for you, and you go for the neck, so he's gonna turn faster. So I prefer to go to the jaw right away. Okay. If I can get the seatbelt, yes, then I go to the neck. So now you have two options to take the back of your opponent here. Okay. So once you get here, actually you have four options. The first one, I call this parking the car. So you go reverse, you reverse. Grab the C-grip on the biceps, reverse, and then hip flexor against his hip flexor, underhook his arm, and then you're gonna start going to mount position, okay? That's option one. Option two, when you get here, okay, you're gonna go for the chin strap. He's gonna start like turtle really fast. I go here, chin strap, anaconda choke, okay? I can go to the anaconda choke. The option three, when I get here, okay, I'll hop with you see that I use my arm here to put my chest over his shoulder blade. So now I got the seat belt, hand on the floor, change my knee, stretch my leg, hop over, trapping his arm, and then I'll get on his back. That's the third option, okay? And now, the last one, when I get here, okay, I go straight to his jaw, and I start like torquing his face. And I go to mount, now I get his neck, and I just follow his back here, just in case he tries to escape, okay? If I try to maintain myself on top on that choke, I can, right? But as soon as I feel my opponent is turning too much, I can follow and take his back, okay? So those are the options you have. Right now you can practice this technique. It's amazing technique. Remember that you gotta slide your foot as you're stepping on a banana peel, right? As soon as you step over his head, using the hips to hit his leg. And once you get on that position, you're gonna have options. Also, there's a fifth option where I get the underhook right away. If I can step over and get the underhook right away, I can link my hands together and then pass his guard right away. But most of the time, your opponent will have the underhook. So you gotta have an answer for that underhook. So that's why I like to teach like this, because once you step there, you go over, you're gonna succeed on that, but the underhook will be there. Okay, so just be fast on the way to react to his underhook. So you go step one, and then step two, you go straight to the next position. So you're gonna find which technique will be easier for you to do and better for you to do. So if you're not very athletic, if you don't have much mobility, I suggest you to go for the neck crank, okay? Neck crank, the twist. So that doesn't need like much athleticism. All the other ones, maybe like if you have a shorter arm, it's gonna be harder for you to get the anaconda, right? If you have long arms, it's gonna be easier for you to get the anaconda. It's gonna be easier for you to go for the reverse triangle from the back. If you have long arms, you're fighting someone small. So you're gonna start like connecting the techniques according to your body type, okay?